Hey, what's up? I'm Chris, and this is my brother-in-law Norm. And today we're making smoked buffalo chicken dip. So what we're gonna do is we got a chicken. I don't know what size is the chicken.
I think it's about 4 pounds, maybe 5 pounds.
We're gonna brine it first, and then we're gonna smoke it. So Norm's making the brine. I've never done it before. So what's going into the brine?
All right, so basically what you want to do in brine, at least what I do, is I do 1 part sugar to 1 part salt into water. And there's all kinds of different kinds of brines you have out there, whether it's apple juice, whether it's Worcestershire sauce, all kinds of things that you throw in there. But I like simple. Simple is easy. So I usually do like 2/3 cup of sugar to 2/3 cup of kosher salt, and dissolve it in water, whatever water I have. Obviously, I'm not going to use this little bit. I'll probably do about up to a gallon of water. So because you want the brine to be dispersed, otherwise your chicken's going to be really salty or really sugary.
So you cook the brine, and then you put it in a bag with the chicken.
Show them the bags.
So we got some 2.5 gallon bags.
These are my favorite bags because they're clean. You can put the whole chicken in there, and I usually double bag it, and you can actually put it in the fridge.
Okay. And how long does it brine for?
However long, you can do it for an hour, all the way to 12 hours.
All right. So we got some water, and so we're just gonna watch it make the brine for now. All right. So we got the water going here. We're not gonna boil it, but we do have it turned on so that it'll get warm.
Pretty hot, yeah.
So Norman's gonna add the ingredients we need for the brine. A cup of sugar.
It's 2/3 cup.
2/3 cup of sugar.
Yep.
So the sugar's now dissolved into the water. Now we're adding 2/3 cup of salt. Kosher salt. And then stir it up some more.
You want it to be completely dissolved, so you can't see it anymore.
All right, so the water it's hot, and the sugar and salt is completely dissolved. We're adding some ice. Why are we adding ice?
Because you don't want to, if you put it in, remotely warm, it's going to start to cook the chicken. And you don't want to do that because you'll get some sort of botulism or everybody will get sick. Because if you're cooking the chicken, you want temperature to be below a certain amount. So, yeah.
And just also, you mentioned that this is not enough water, so we're going to have to add some water whenever we put it on the chicken. Is that right?
Right, because most people don't have a gallon pot. At least I don't. You have a little bit. So you just start your solution, and then add the water as you need. Usually it's about a gallon, and like I said, a cup per salt, a cup of sugar per gallon, about. So.
All right, so we got the chicken in a bag, and he's pouring the brine.
Yeah, we've cooled down the brine just to make sure. This is the brine solution. Obviously, I'm going to add some more. This is a 2-gallon bag, but they're perfect size for chicken. So you want to make sure that the chicken is completely submerged in there. I'm going to add another bag for safety. If you have your own cooler, it'd be best you just put a bunch of ice and put it in the cooler. But a lot of times people don't, so I tell them double or triple bag that chicken and make sure that you haven't touched any of the surfaces. That way it doesn't get in your fridge.
Got the brine going right there.
Yep.
In the fridge. Close the fridge. All right, so we're also going to be smoking some ribs on the Weber Smoky Mountain, which I've got the 14-inch here. We got 2 racks. We're going to put one on the bottom, one on the top. So to cook the chicken, we're going to cook it on the kettle grill. Now, in order to try to maintain the temperature in the kettle grill, I'm going to try to do the snake method. Snaky snake. On the charcoal, I'm going to line my charcoal up on this one side, and it's kind of almost like a minion method where you light some charcoal, put it on the one end of the snake, and then it slowly burns all the way through. So I got some charcoal here. I'm in there. And I'm not going to really be all neat like you see in some of those pictures, all lined up correctly. I'm just going to line them up. Ashtray. I don't even know how much to use, really, for being honest. So I'll pour the lit charcoal right here, and then it'll slowly burn around. Nice. So I've never done this before, like I said, so it's going to be kind of a trial and error kind of thing. Now we're back inside. We got the chicken brining, and we got the grill set up ready to go. While we're waiting, we're going to make the dry rub for the ribs. And it's a mixture of a variety of things. Secret. You're going to mix it on up, mix it on up. I just want to pour that on my face and then cry. just gonna get a few charcoal going. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna get these going and then I'm gonna just pour it out on one side of this snake and then let it slow burn all the way around. And I'm just doing that to try to control the temperature a little better. Got these lighter cubes here. I'm gonna light it with fire. what else would I light it with? So that's going. I'm gonna stick this on here. Should just take a few minutes, get this burning hot, and then we can pour it on there.
We're gonna put you on the video.
Please don't.
All right, looks like the charcoal's about ready to pour. Like I said, I've never done this before, so let's see if that'll get going for a little while. And we'll see what happens.
All right, so for the chicken rub, I do something real simple. It's gonna use pepper, heavy mashed pepper, and salt, and that's pretty much it.
Pepper, salt, blend that. Very good.
So I'm gonna put some olive oil on this chicken. Just get it all nice and good, you know, on there so the rub can adhere to the skin. I've got it in this roasting pan because I didn't want to get the juices anywhere. But you can put it whatever you want. Pepper and salt liberally on the chicken. You always want more pepper than you think you need. After it smokes, it'll make this nice charred surface.
So it's been going for a few minutes, and I stuck the probe in. It's right around 300, which is more than what we want for right now. So I pretty much got the bottom. It's all the way closed, and got it to stop around 300 actually from climbing. So I think once we put the meat in, it's gonna cool it down a little bit. But I got some apple chunks here. That's what we're gonna use today. I'll put one over here so that it'll catch on later, and I'm gonna put one here for right now. The roasting pan here, we're going to take that chicken out and plop it right on the opposite side of the grill. I guess as far over as we can get it without touching the lid. Look at that. Sprinkle that! Alright, now we'll just there you go. We'll keep an eye on the temp for a little while and just see how it goes. In the meantime, we'll be getting the ribs ready to put on the Weber Smoky Mountain. All right, I'm getting the charcoal set up for the ribs on the Weber Smoky Mountain 14.5. Doing the minion method today, but I wanted to show you I'm doing a little bit different than I did for the chicken. I've got the chimney starter upside down, and I've got the little bit of charcoal I need in the very bottom. So I saw T-Roy do this on his channel, T-Roy Cooks, and I thought it was a good idea. Got a lighter cube on the bottom. We're gonna light that. There he goes. We'll let it sit here for a minute, then we'll be ready to get the Smoky Mountain set up for the ribs. We got one spare rib and we got one back rib.
Yep.
So we're about to throw some seasoning on them, but of course we'll have to cut them in half to fit them on that little 14.5 Weber Smoky Mountain. So Norm's going to remove the membrane here.
I use paper towel because it's easier to pull. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Nobody wants to eat membrane. Yuck.
Alright, because the Weber Smoky Mountain won't fit a full rack, we had to cut them in half. So we're trying a few different things too here. So I know I've seen other videos where people have put mustard on top. So, and I know Norman's actually done this before. So we're going to do that on one just to see if we can taste the difference.
Yep.
So we're just trying a few different things. You got anything to say about it? Mustard.
So this is the rub we made before, but I'm using this empty container to throw it on there. People like different amounts of rubs, so kind of do what you like.
All right, the charcoal is ready to go. We'll pour it right in the middle. Weber Smoky Mountain's done climbed up to about 300 degrees. We're going to put the water pan in. We got to cover it with foil just to keep the grime off of it. And we're going to pour some apple juice into it. Apple juiceness. It's apple goodness. We got the ribs. We're going to put the back ribs on the bottom since that rack's a little bit smaller than the top. And we'll put the the spare ribs here on the top. So there's the one without the mustard, and here's the one with the mustard. These are
Booyah.
taking up the whole top right here.
Yep.
And we'll see what the temperature does here in a minute. For the ribs, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put some apple chunks in. Got a couple of good chunks right there. All right, so it's about 160. Let's go ahead and get an update on the chicken. Chicken's been cooking about an hour and a half, and we got the temperature here stopped at 280. We wanted 275, so 280, I think we're good with that. So let's take a look at it. Because we're cooking it in the kettle grill, we may need to rotate it around because the side that's closest to the charcoal may be cooking too much. But man, that looks pretty good right there, I tell you what. So the charcoal is almost not even halfway burned around this snake. It's been only an hour and a half, so I think we're going to be good on grilling time here, on smoking time.
Hey, how you doing? That's too hot for me to pick it up by hand, get it turned.
So we're going to cook for a little while longer. All right, so the chicken's been cooking for about another hour, 15 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and open it up and get a temp on the internal. Ooh, look at that. That looks really good.
We're at about 155 on the breast.
So we got 10 more degrees to go.
10 more degrees, yeah. That's what I would say.
And the ribs have been cooking for what, hour and a half? They've been took a little while for the temp to get up, but they're probably around 240, 245. So a little ways to go on that. So here we are, about 30 minutes later. We're gonna see what it looks like now. It's gonna be ready. Woo!
I want to put it back in the same spot, so you'll probably have to come back around. Yeah, so sweet.
About ready. Take out. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that darkened up really fast in the last half hour. Good and ready. All right. We're here in the kitchen and we brought it in. We're going to let it sit for what, 30 minutes?
15, 30. I mean, it just depends.
Yeah.
Some people let it wait to get back to temperature, certain temperature, but 15 is good, 20 is good.
All right. Then we're going to tear it up.
Yeah, shred it for the
buffalo chicken dip.
buffalo chicken dip.
I want to taste test it though. Man, that's going to be good. So now we're shredding it up for the buffalo chicken dip, and once we get that going, I'm gonna kick it over to my wife to finish up that dip, and I'll kind of show you what goes on from there. Now this was a 4.5 pound chicken, by the way, that we smoked with apple wood. We picked off most of the meat. We ate some of it, and we got some cheddar and some mozzarella, cream cheese. We got some buffalo wing sauce, and we got some ranch. So we've taken the cream cheese and we've melted it down a little bit in the microwave. A little less than half a cup of buffalo sauce, and I guess about a cup of ranch. And she's gonna mix it up. So it's going to be kind of trial and error. You want to kind of get a pinkish color. You may have to vary the amounts of buffalo sauce and ranch. You'll kind of figure it out as you make it. You can taste test it before you pour it in if you want to, but we're going to go with what we got. And then you mix all the chicken up with that dip right there. All right, so here's the cheese. So we got a 4-cup bag, so we're going to add maybe a cup of cheese to the top of cheddar, and then the mozzarella. So again, it'll be something you have to just kind of try out each time you make it. Sorry, we don't have exact measurements here. And then it looks like you mix in the cheese to the chicken. And then after you get it mixed in, you want to go ahead and put some more cheese on top. So then you put it in the oven around 350 and just cook it until everything's hot and the cheese is melted. All right, let's take a look at the buffalo chicken dip. It looks about done to me, so it needs to come out then. Alright, so here Norman is going to take the first bite of this buffalo chicken dip, see how it turned out.
Oh, good, man. That's real good.
Let me try that out. Sauce est bon. Alright, so everybody likes the buffalo chicken dip. It was a success. So all we gotta do now is wait on the ribs. It's gonna be a few more hours. We've been 2.5 hours on the ribs. The dial in the top here is about, I don't know, 225. Down lower, it's around 250 probably. So we're gonna go ahead and probe those ribs and see where we're at. Pretty good. So it's gonna be approaching probably close to 190. So here we are at 4 hours and 20 minutes into this cook.
I can tell already it's starting to loosen up.
Oh yeah, let me see what we got here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be around 200, so those probably gonna be about done. I don't see quite as much bone poking through. Maybe you can see it better on the inside, but it has pulled away from the bones. You can see it right here.
Yep.
Right, here's the wrapped one, but you can see the bone on the one that we wrapped, because we had some problems with this one stalling around 190, and that's when we wrapped this one, so it looks like it worked out pretty good. So since they're about done, we're gonna put some barbecue sauce on them, let them cook for just a few more minutes, and we actually checked the ones on the bottom, and those are done too. So looks like a whole batch of them is good to go. Our barbecue of choice is Sweet Baby Ray's. Actually, it's not choice, it's all we had, so that's what went on them. And we ran out of pans, so now we're using a muffin pan to transport them. So that looks excellent.
All right. That's coming off. Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, it's really tender. So now we got the ones on the bottom, and these have a really dark bark on them.
Oh yeah. Oh whoa, yeah, looking good.
Bring them inside and let them sit for a minute, and then we'll chow down. Here's the spread. Got the back ribs, got the smoked Arkansas green beans, got the spare ribs. So after these sit for a minute, we're gonna cut into them, and that's gonna be it. These are Hickory smoked Arkansas green beans. You can see they got bacon, soy sauce, brown sugar, and I smoked them on the grill with some hickory. So if you want to see how I made those, I'll put a link in the video description box below. And I just tore this apart, and man, that bone is it's very tender. This one right here. This is the baby back ribs. All right, so here's some of the spare ribs. You can see that the smoke ring. Look at this crazy good looking stuff right there. And these are some other ones. These are real tender. These were a little more chewy because we didn't wrap these, and these were on the bottom rack. So I'm about to try some of these. That's the back rib. Pretty good, I'll say. You try the spare rib. That's good too. I like it a lot. Hey, thanks for checking it out. I've had fun. My brother-in-law was in town, so we got together, got to smoke some stuff. It was a good time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you check out my other videos. Hit the subscribe button below. I've got a few other smoking videos out if you want to look at those, and I also do some DIY stuff. So hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it, and please leave some comments or some constructive criticism for us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye. You always gotta pause at the end to let yourself fade out.